you're looking exceptionally olive today.
Today,
you're looking good, man.
Today I'm Islam Dom.
Jesus.
And that's what it's gonna be.
Great.
Don't put that in there. Oh, fuck.
What's going on, guys? This is Ask Amped episode 65, and my name is Matt.
Don.
And we are joined by our German friend,
Chris.
You may know him as OP Airsoft on Instagram. His game is pretty hot. Check him out if you haven't. But he is, for some odd reason, hanging out with us for
6 weeks.
Six weeks in Pittsburgh. So if you want to come see him, he's just hanging out with us. I don't know what he's going to do, and I don't know why, but he's going to have fun.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what Ask Amped is, it is a question and answer show. You put your deepest, darkest airsoft questions in, and we do our best to butcher them and try to answer them for you in a somewhat timely manner.
Timely.
So, we're going to start off with a little slew of a very common question that you all had last week. Jesse, insert the sad trumpet air horn. Try hard Raven, an hour is better. Tim Robbins, why did you shorten it? Make the rest of them long, please. Rudy, prefer the longer ones. Aaron, please keep the Ask Amped long, please. No, Ask Amped insert because it's longer. Bring back long episode, Ask, please. I'm going to cut myself with a training knife if you don't. I agree with most of the comments. Longer amped equals better amped, even if we have to wait a little bit longer. Thanks, Sean. Oliver, I wish it was a bit longer, wanting at least an hour of content. Cheers from your biggest fan. Thank you. Husky, if you shorten it, please make more. Logan, no, change is boo-boo. This episode's only going to be 15 minutes long.
Yeah,
we're going to see
we're
what it
actually
does.
done now. We're done now. That's all we're gonna do.
Guys, we are blown back by how many of you can listen to us for an hour. I don't know how. So we will do our best to maybe work that in a little bit. But like I said, we have a lot of projects coming out, so we're going to just get to it and see how long this one lasts. So why don't you hit it off, Chris?
Yeah.
We're hoping you can pronounce your names better than we can.
Pick the biggest ones.
Nah.
Yeah, so that's Airsoft Benny. Hey, Amped, I've got two questions. I just bought a KWA MP7 from a buddy, and I was wondering if the VFC MP7 Max would fit, or would I have to look for KWA ones? Also, I need a new bucking for the MP7. Any suggestions? Thanks. Hashtag barrel question. Sorry, not sorry. The VFC Max won't fit in the KWA, I think.
Yeah,
because
there's two different MP7s if you're looking at the gas blowback one, obviously.
Because the VFC one is like the actual spec, and the KWA one is smaller, so you just can't fit them in there. So, sorry.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
that happens.
And for the bucking, Maple Leaf are pretty good for BBwarz.
I remember if the MP7 is special cut.
I'm not sure. I only know.
I don't know.
Yeah, you only know about the TM one.
Yeah, I've only had experience.
But
That's why I was gonna say.
Maple Leaf should be pretty good.
Yeah, Maple Leaf, any of the top brand buckings that we sell usually are pretty okay in the MP7. I haven't had too much experience with the gas blowback. I should probably fix that. Shots fired airsoft. How do you remove the orange tip on the Crytek SPR? It's the same as the Mark one, and can you reuse the tip if you want to do some backyard target practice? You want to put your orange tip back on? Generally, orange ones, if they're not a metal flash hider that's painted, are going to be a plastic one, and they usually break when you go to take them off because they're glued on, and if you go to torque them off or heat them up, the threading just goes to crap and you can't reuse them. If you
Maybe get orange spray paint.
I just did it with my Crytek a couple days ago, and the flash hider's actually broken, so...
Yeah, most Cryteks actually come with a metal version of it, so if you just get your orange one off, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Like this Avalon in front of us, that's a metal painted one.
Yeah.
So if it's something like that, you need to get paint thinner or just paint it over. Easiest thing I would say is just get some orange tape. But if you're doing target practice in your backyard, maybe make sure that you're not like in plain sight of people. That might be an issue if you're worried about having your orange barrel out. Because even though you are on private property, I would hope, that could still be misconstrued if someone doesn't see the orange barrel. They see somebody running around their backyard with an assault rifle. If you're in New York or California, good luck.
Yeah.
So I would be careful with that, what you do. But orange tape's probably gonna be your easiest because if you get paint, it's just gonna take forever.
Yeah, you could just tape it on and off. Too,
Yeah.
so that might be the easiest.
Yeah. And then you're not worried about.
Woo lad.
No, you got the big one.
What?
On accident.
What?
It got copy pasted like 4 times.
Okay. Okay.
So I gave you the pertinent part to read.
All right, Jim Busher. Question: what was the last thing you learned when playing? If we are constantly learning, shouldn't there have been one thing? I continue to develop as a player, and this weekend worked on and learn more about use of cover. Greetings from the UK, and keep up the great content. # grow the sport.
What was the last thing you learned when you BBwarz? Dom.
Last thing? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I usually just focus on, like, if I get shot up, I just focus on, like, how I could have, like, made that scenario better or played that out better. That's one of the things, like, just tactics-wise, just learning tactics. That's probably the biggest thing after I play. What do you guys think of that?
What was the last thing you learned while
I
getting
was
shot
just
up?
like at Steel City at CQB Field, and I watched at my video, and I saw like I was standing a lot around, like in corners and covering corners, and I rather should have moved. So that was I learned in a couple of days playing Airsoft. So yeah.
Yeah, that is one of the good things about GoPro stuff is you can look at all the fuck ups you had
Like, wow.
and all the funny stuff that
Stupid,
happened.
man.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I'm an idiot.
Why do I sound like that? That's how I think every time I hear myself. But yeah.
just all the time.
Yeah,
all the
that's
time.
how I sound like that.
I learn more, sadly, when I'm like out not playing but taking photos and video at a game. You see so many things that like as a third party that you don't see like all the time. Like there'll be a tan guy coming down this corner and then a green guy, and then I'm standing in the middle. I'm like, this is really stupid. This should end really quickly. And then there's a firefight for 20 minutes. I'm like, what is going on? It's really weird to learn or to see it so much more often of like the outside perspective of like, oh, there's one dude holding up this group of 20 dudes, and like all they have to do is like not choke up on a corner or just like spread out and spray the dude with plastic BBs. It's kind of funny. I think I learned more things like not as actually doing them, but seeing them that way. That like, there's so many things that we could just be doing quicker and more aggressive than like choking up on corners and doorways. So
I think learning to be more aggressive is a really good thing to learn, honestly.
But that's also the thing is that then you tip into that level of being an elitist.
But sometimes you're like afraid to get hit because it hurts. Yeah. So sometimes you just have to move up, and if you die, you die, and then you just make it better.
That's the thing
next
is
time.
we get to redo it.
Yeah.
It's not game over right off the bat. So hit it up.
That's sick. Oh, fuck me. love this video and Matt's high energy levels. My team wants to get ATAX FG for our camo with a tan gear. What are your thoughts on ATAX? And thanks for the awesome Jack player kit you guys put together for me.
Well, you're welcome for the Jack. It's what we do.
ATAX is like, it looks like a dirty paint job to me, so I don't like it.
You don't still have ATAX in Germany?
No. Like, yeah, we have some teams they run it, but it just looks shit. Looks like vomit.
I've only seen ATAX look good like one time, so.
Yeah.
Our owner wears ATAX. He hasn't in a long time.
I've never seen him wear
Kurt has ATAX hidden around. I've seen it. I've been to Denny's with him when he wore it.
It's like a used up camo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's ATAX is horrendously ugly, but it works.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, the good part of camo. But in Airsoft, if it works, it means you're not being noticed. Yeah, it's stupid.
All about the looks.
It's just to buy expensive rare camo. Was that all he asked about?
Yeah, it was just
my high energy levels are solely due to caffeine and just
excess amounts of caffeine, you know.
Yeah. Like, I haven't seen a doctor in a long time. I probably shouldn't. Take me off caffeine and I'll just die.
Probably.
Brendan Matlin. I don't remember which that one was. Here you go, Dom. Is Dom's safe space a pizza box or a pizza shop? LOL.
A pizza shop, I guess.
When was the last time you were even there?
I don't know, man. Oh, St. Patrick's Day. Free beers. There you go.
We still haven't had pizza, seriously.
Okay, well.
You should bring us pizza.
Soon.
He's not going to bring us pizza.
Get the biggest one.
Come on.
Jack Trueblood. Hey, Amped. I love your content. By far the best channel, Airsoft channel out there. To start off, I'm from America, but I'm really into Russian gear, camo, guns, etc., and I really enjoy doing Russian-inspired loadouts. Will non-airsofters think this is strange, immoral, wrong, that I only dress up as the bad guy to shoot my BB gats? Also, I have a family in the U.S. military, and I don't want to offend them by not supporting our military with BB LARPing. I'm kind of worried that my family / non-airsofter friends in general will think that I have some deep psychological hate for fake conflict.
This question keeps getting better.
They think I'm imitating terrorists, etc., when in reality, I just think Rust 4 has the cooler BB gats. Sorry for the long question. Keep up the great content. No problem with the long question.
That was actually a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think anybody will have a problem with you dressing up as, Russian. I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, I'm going to take a shot in the dark and assume you're kind of just worried, like, if Facebook photos of you get out or something, people might be a little worried. If they already know you play Airsoft, they're probably not going to care. I have a lot of friends and family that are like, this is probably just a phase of his life. Just ignore it for a while.
It's been going on for 30 years.
Yeah, it hasn't ended. I don't think it. No, that's. There's totally no disrespect or anything for you just wanting to do something different than the standard M4 multicam loadout. Like, that's totally fine. The Russian thing is extremely popular now.
Especially that's the thing about Airsoft. You can do what you want with your gear.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the military where you have to wear like this certain amount of camo or like this gun and
you're doing exactly what you want to do when you were a kid. You get to play the bad guy or the good guy, like your favorite movie. You get to play dress up, like all that stuff. Yep. So, if that's something that just intrigues you more in like researching, hunting down, buying, everything like that, then
it's a little harder to find. So it's a little bit more of a it's a more fun process to get the gear. And also, who cares what other people think? If you're having fun doing what you want to do, then just do it.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
If I had active duty like military family members, I think I'd be more worried about them just like, hey, why didn't you just join instead of being this loser? Yeah. But no, most people are usually like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, can I come out? And like, they'll come out, hang out, and then I think it helps a lot of people, especially that just still do the M4 multicam NATO thing. When there's a group of guys and girls that are dedicated to doing OP4 and Russian stuff, it again, I know it comes up every other question in every video, but like Milsim West stuff, it is so much cooler when there are guys not with M4s, gear and camo, you don't know what it is, and they're not speaking English. Like, it really makes it that much cooler.
Yeah. Yep.
So
especially the immersion of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Like when they're charging into a building that like you and two of your buddies are left in, and they're like yelling this crazy Russian shit. I'm like, oh, this sucks. Guess I'm dead.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah, hit up, man.
Yeah, it's yours. Overall, just do whatever makes you happy. That's what I think. That's the biggest part about it.
And you're in America, so freedom, dude.
But Green, does anyone know when Polarstars is going to start selling the offset nozzle for the F1? I have a P90 and I would like to run a P-Start instead of a Wolverine Hydra like the ones I've seen HP8. I have no clue.
We don't exactly either.
No idea.
Yeah. If you're into any of the offset guns, you obviously know that like the offset nozzles impose a whole new level of problems and alignment issues and all sorts of stuff like that. And Polar Star is always trying to make sure that they have the best product they can. So they're probably still just doing R&D on it and trying to get specs and everything is right for it. Again, like as soon as they announce stuff, they're very good on their Facebook and Instagram when they announce like, hey, these are finally in production. Usually like 2 weeks after that, if not sooner, we should be getting those products in. So if you're not following them already, go ahead and do that. And we always try to do our best to announce that stuff as well. Oh no. Jose Luando. Comments, thoughts on the Amoeba Slamfire drop situation. Yet to see a video of this thing having the faulty trigger issues that everyone who works at Elite Force are claiming. The gun has been selling for how long now before the fact that it not being licensed for sale in the States? Seems like this is more of a money issue than safety. I haven't seen a video of it actually happening, but I have seen that they are recalling a lot of them, or they have a fix going out. For those that don't know, the Amoeba Striker, it's a bolt action sniper. It's having an issue where if the gun is cocked and on safety, if it gets dropped or bumped a certain way, it could still potentially fire. So they are, I believe they're either recalling or they're sending like a repair kit out of some sort. But Elite Force is going like to the nines to make sure this isn't an issue and getting it fixed. So, I mean, kudos to them for identifying a problem that, as you stated, apparently isn't that popular yet. As I hope it doesn't.
I've yet to even see one of those guns. So
I saw when they first announced it. I think
looks
Red
cool.
Wolf. It looks like a really awesome bolt action, but I'm not. I have to look more into the licensing stuff specifically for the states. But I mean, I know Elite Force, they have the logistics in the back end to take care of an issue like that, so they're going to make sure that like this gets solved, and then the people that have bought them get taken care of.
They'll sort it out.
Like we have them as well in Germany, but I haven't heard from the problem.
Yeah, so, you haven't even seen that yet?
Yeah, well, like, we have the gun, but there was no video about the problem at all. So I'm not sure, like, what is... Maybe Elite Force is, like, ahead of us, or not. I don't know.
I would almost bet it's a small batch or a handful of them had this issue, and then they're just going back and making sure it's not a thing for a larger number of rifles.
Yeah, because you can't track the rifles down because they don't have a serial number on it. So if they're, like, spread out in the shops, like, you can't find them anymore.
Like, so...
Don't tickle me when I'm doing this. Alright, King Adrian. Hey, Empt, do you think a CNC upper and lower for the Zipman being a hot thing or not? And if you felt like your field needed to be completely changed to make it better, how would you present the idea to the top brass? Thanks. Love the video.
Two completely different questions.
Yeah, so like off the first one, you know, I see a lot of those the Titmans cracking and like receiver. So maybe
usually user error, by the way.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that would probably be anything that increases the durability would be good. But the Titmans, I mean, ours is hell, it's durable.
You can break it in half and put it together with zip ties. It's still fine. If you have the ability and the money to CNC an upper, go for it.
I wouldn't. Like, it's just a lot of money, and I have my Titman now for 2 years, and my upper didn't split in half, so...
Yeah.
Like I said,
it's only people that forget to split the upper and lower when they have to do, like, the barrel nut and stuff like that. That's usually when that issue happens, and I think I've seen one or two guys, like, crack, like, by the selector on the lower, I think.
Yeah, but, like, they replace them for free from what I've seen, so, like...
Yeah, the customer service is pretty superb.
Yeah, they knew they were putting a new, somewhat untested product on the market, so their customer service has been and still is amazing.
Yeah, really good. The second part of the question, what was the presenting the idea to a field? You could either, like, obviously you could do it in person or send an email to them, but if you bring up the idea and you have, like, support, you know, information to support your idea, then it shouldn't really be a problem as long as, like, I don't know, I don't think they should be offended. If they're looking for constructive criticism, then it's like...
Yeah, you know, always look back on yourself and make sure you're not just accusing them of doing something, you know, shitty or
just
wrong.
Make sure it's constructive.
If you're going to note something that they're doing wrong or could be done better, come up with a solution to follow that up. Don't just, like, point something out and then walk away. But yeah, like Dom said, most people should be open to criticism if they want to better themselves. And airsoft fields always have to be doing that because if they don't change it up, if they don't keep the customer cycle moving through it, they can lose customers, the field gets stale, and then it dies off.
Yeah, what we had in Germany was there was one team, they run the field and they didn't allow headshots. So everyone was like, no way we're going to play there. So they lost all their customers. Yeah. So, and no one was to play there then.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
So you have to be able to open up to all walks of players as well. You can't just cater to like your tight group of friends and stuff if you want it to be a successful public field sort of thing.
That being said, though, you can't expect them to actually like listen to you. So like they'll listen to you, but they might not implement the idea. So like if you bring something up, it doesn't mean that they have to implement that. So don't get mad if they're like, I don't know.
Yeah, the other thing is like
worry about it.
Yeah, the other thing is like airsoft fields don't make like hand over fist money. Like they could be doing better if they have like a pro shop or something. But you have to remember like they're probably paying staff. They have to pay taxes, property, all that stuff. Insurance is a big one. So a lot of the money is going to things that are already like just to keep the field open. So they don't always get to put that money into like props, more structures and stuff like that. Like Warden, when we hit them up in the summer, the field in Ohio.
Great field.
They're out in the middle of nowhere. Great field. But they still have to have zoning to make a second-story structure. Yeah. So he actually had to have the city or the county come out and approve what they were doing. So there's a lot of stuff like that, you know, if money's not a problem, then they're waiting on politics and shit like that. Yeah. So you be calm, keep supporting your field if that's the one you want to go to, and just try to talk to the owners or home team, whatever.
Get more support for your idea. Have buddies be like,
they don't run like the whole week, so they just run on the weekend. So how should they get that much money to like build new buildings and everything? So it's pretty hard for them to just raise up a new building out of the ground.
Yep. So yeah, just keep trying. I think it's you.
Yeah. Magic Toaster. Is you guys going to Op 34? I brings you Roxy and
Portillo's
if you do.
It's not a Mexican place. I mean, he's gonna yell at me when I see him. It's a chili place.
I don't know.
It's somewhere in Chicago. He's gonna yell at me. Don't worry about it. Amped is actually going to be at MSADO's Lockdown. Yeah. You guys can actually meet Chris. He's gonna be hanging out there. I'm gonna be at 34. I'm just gonna be doing photos and videos and stuff like that. I'll be hanging out with the Z-Shot guys there. And then I think we're doing TRP that Sunday as well. So all the local guys, if you don't know, local here in Pittsburgh area, Three Rivers Paintball. Last Sunday of every month they do an Airsoft game. So I think we're going to have a couple of the dudes at that as well. So that's a stacked weekend for us.
Oh, it is, yeah.
But yes, sure. I'll pet Roxy if you bring her to the game.
I didn't realize that weekend was going to be so busy.
Yeah, the weekend's going to be suck. Awesome, maybe. Green Knight. It's my understanding the pea grenades smell like syrup is that it has a sugar-based accelerant.
I mean, I opened up plenty of boxes of them, and they smell pretty
They smell pretty Canadian.
Yeah, I like the smell of them. I don't know.
They do oddly smell good. I have like a special bag in my loadout bag that I have on my pyro, and probably not a good idea.
Sometimes you'll see him like, smell them.
What?
No,
I haven't used them so far. So.
Oh, you don't get to use fun explosives, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you get to,
we'll expense we're allowed to have them, but they're just like €8 per unit, so I haven't used them.
That's because pea grenades are made in England.
Yeah, but I found a new store where they're pretty cheap, so I might get into them.
How easy can you guys get tag stuff?
No, we're not allowed.
No, that sucks.
Oh, man.
Damn it. Because of the muzzle velocity, it's too high, so we can't have that.
Oh. That makes sense. Yeah. CyberGoth665. Why do you gotta laugh every time I read it?
You started laughing first.
I didn't laugh. Hey, gents. Don't care if this is in the next episode. Was wondering if you guys do tech work on gas guns. Been having issues with my pistol, and I was thinking about sending it in. I think it depends on what gas gun. I think we have a list.
We have a somewhat short list. Gas guns, as you know, are rather finicky, and a lot of them parts can be hard to find.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, it's not that our techs can't work on them. It's that we'll get a gun in, and it's these two parts, like a sear or something needs replaced, and it takes 2 months to get it in from overseas. That's kind of like, we don't want to have your gun out of action that long, so we try to do our best. Like, if you have a problem that you describe to us, we'll try and point you in the right direction, maybe parts or a different place to get it done. But gas guns can be kind of hard for us to do just because of parts and like the rarity of some guns. Like, dudes sending like really expensive ones in. We don't want to fuck those up either. Like, it's almost better to let it be like a wall piece than
or maybe you can just like hit up the tags from Amped and they can help you on the telephone or so.
Yeah, they email us.
Because maybe they can like find a problem and then you can do it by yourself.
If it's one of the standard brands, we can usually help you out a bit.
Yeah, just shoot us an email with the kind of gun it is, because you didn't say what kind of gun it was, so it really just depends on that. So just email us and then we'll get back to you and we'll, determine what's going on.
I mean, we'll do our best to help you out. Yeah. Or if it's something simple, you can send it in. So I think that's you, man.
Yeah. Keith Anderson, hey, and what are your thoughts about high-speed AEGs, SSGs, not DSGs builds? I would go P-Star, but it's more expensive and getting refills will be annoying where I live. I love my HPA. So I'm not an AEG guy, so...
At all?
Yeah, so they're pretty good AEGs out there, like fast shooting AEGs, but I'm not into that. I'm just trying to keep a realistic fire rate on my guns.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to overshoot like guys and they get pissed and then there's
If
drama
you're
again.
if you're going like the speed soft route and like looking to get stuff that shoots really fast, generally a HPA gun is going to be better for that still because you're going to have much less wear and tear. There's less moving parts.
Yeah.
An AEG tuned and built by someone who knows what they're doing can shoot just as well and just as fast, but it will break sooner than the Polar Star usually.
More moving parts.
Yeah, and it's just the nature of the beast. It's not saying one is better than the other because, like you said, the HPA is going to be a little more expensive. I've seen AEGs be just as expensive with all the parts, but then, you said it's going to be difficult to get your tanks filled, so it sounds like the AEG is kind of the route to go for you.
But
Yeah, because if you're out of air, then...
Yeah, you're out of air. You're just like, I can't just like...
if you go for like maybe just want to have fast shooting gun and it's just a problem with the tank, maybe you can go with the Wraith and a CO2 and you get like easier for C2.
That would be even more expensive for him, though. That's the only problem.
Yeah, but...
So.
Yeah. Because then you'd still... Because you could get the dual line kit and run a line, run your tank till it's empty, and then switch to CO2.
Yeah.
But then you have you have to buy CO2 cartridges and stuff like that. And then if you're doing a high speed thing, you're gonna rip through CO2 cartridges real fast.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, it sounds like you kind of pigeonholed yourself into an AEG, but like I said, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with AEG.
If you're good with your tech skills, I can go for it. The only thing I would do is whenever I run AEGs, I always try to have a spare built gearbox or just a spare lower with the gearbox in it, because like if it shreks, you can just literally swap your uppers or just swap the gearbox out and you're back on the field in 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. I'm like, just TM like.
You can't fix
Pixie
it.
dust.
Can't
Breaks.
fix it. It breaks. I just cry.
Hello.
Violetta, what is your opinion on the Cryptek camos? I know it's a hunting camo, but when you guys mentioned it sounded like you didn't like or approve of its use in military situations or even airsoft. What do you think other milsim-oriented players think of it? I personally love it and run full authentic Cryptek Mandrake gear and a Haley D3CR in Mandrake. Show less. Reply. It's not that we hate Cryptek, at least me personally. It's actually a very good camo. I have, what the hell is that? Highlander? It's like the tan one. Highland.
I'm not sure. I'm not really.
Because Mandrake's the green.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I have the more tan based. Works beautifully in like shitty Ohio fall weather. I don't know. It's just never. It's a good camo at certain times, but like there's just other camos I like to wear on top of that. And if you are doing like impression built stuff, it's not going to be the most accurate for most things.
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
Like I said, it is a hunting camo, and hunting camos are usually really good, but for specific areas.
Yeah, it looks cool on guns. Like when you circuit your gun with Cryptek, that looks pretty sick.
Yeah, Cryptek's good because it has
that too.
nice solid lines.
As a camo, like on your body, I'm not like a huge fan of it.
It's kind of.
If you had to pick a gun to your head, ATAX or Cryptek.
Dude, I can make.
Cryptek work?
Oh,
I could make ATAX look hot.
yeah.
I guarantee it.
You can't do Polish stuff.
I would go
Okay.
as well the road. Yeah.
That's you.
Oh yeah.
But don't ask me with Bundeswehr Flecktarn. Fuck me.
You don't like Flecktarn?
Oh, I hate it.
Fuck, what kind of German are you?
Because we have it everywhere. It's like.
Oh my god. Why do I get the...
It looks like
Really?
vomit. Oh, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm about to read the Benny's
What is
comment. This is a insult to me, I guess.
I left this in here for you.
Yeah, the CATZ pajamas 39. Longer vids, please. Tell Dom he's a dusty bender and needs to tape his ankles. This will make no sense to you, but Dom will know what it means. I do know what it means, and I am not a bender. My ankles are perfectly fine, I can assure you. So
I think from context clues I can sort of figure out.
It's a hockey thing.
I know it's a hockey thing.
So
you
like,
idiot.
okay, so we're gonna go off.
Your ankles bend.
So like, when you're new at playing hockey and you're not very good, when you're skating, your ankles bend in like this, and you're like, it looks bad. It looks like your ankles are gonna break. So, yeah.
He's been playing for a long time. He's not a bender.
Not
Do you know what hockey is? Do you guys have hockey?
Yeah. We have sports in Germany.
Sorry.
We're not cavemen, okay?
They let you guys out at night?
Yeah.
That's nice.
So that's Nepa Airsoft. Opinion on the 069 gram BBs I have seen recently being adversed. But yeah, thoughts, Matt and Dom combo was awesome.
Oh, dude,
Someone likes
sick,
you.
bro.
Wow.
He's
Surprising.
probably being
I don't
sarcastic.
think people like you.
0.69 BBs.
Yeah, I've seen them in
Whoa.
the internet, but that's going to be hurting a lot.
Oh, that's
And
the
you
only
need a
ones
really
I've
good
seen.
setup for that.
Yeah, the only ones I've seen close to that I think were are those the 6.5s Kurt has, but they're pearls.
Dude, I don't know what kind of magic you
Whoa.
got going on there.
Those things are dirty. They're like
Are those
7
metal
cents.
BBs?
No, they're not metal.
Yeah.
They're
Like
they're
crazy.
pearls. Like literally, they're like 7 cents a BB.
It's pretty ridiculous.
They cost more than a 22 round.
That's
Doug got hit with one. I think it was a game like 2 years ago we went to, and one of the staff guys was like a role player sniper. His engagement was like 200. His minimum engagement was like 200 feet. I think he was cranked to like 3.5 joules with these fucking things. He said
That's
like
insane.
he was. I guess the guy came up to Doug after he shot him. He was like at the other end of a warehouse. And I guess he was only doing chest shots on people, like the best he could, I guess, because this thing was so accurate you could do that. He went to shoot Doug in the chest, and Doug raised his arm, and he had a bruise like that fucking big on. Sexy Doug had a bruise that big.
That's
Um,
insane.
Damn.
So if you're really into that stuff, go for him, but you gotta be uber careful with your meds on that, because you could fucking blow somebody's goggles.
Headshot.
Yeah.
Please.
Rip somebody's face off with that.
Kill small animals.
Especially with
6'9"
like
baby.
mesh goggles or so, they can shatter or something like
Yeah,
that. So
that could be
I
an
would
issue.
be really careful with that.
So, looks like President Bush is gonna round us out on our last one. Hey Amped, which do you prefer? Bladders or bottles? And why?
Ooh, that.
To carry your water.
Oh, that's what we're carrying?
Yeah, what'd you think we were carrying?
I don't know. I'm just like,
I had to let you know because you didn't.
okay. I'd say my vote is bottles.
Yeah.
It's just easier. Like, I don't know. I'd never really had the patience to deal with the bladders. And then, honestly, I always wear a backpack that I can just take on and off. Even with plate carriers on, I just, like a separate backpack because I could just, self-sustainability is like a big thing for me. Being able to get stuff out of my own backpack is like the number one thing that I look at in gear and stuff like that. So
it depends what game I'm at. Like MSW, I usually do have a bladder in my pack.
I never used a bladder. Just 3 bottles, 3.
I have the adapter for my source bladder though. That you can. It's just a big fill valve. You just jam a water bottle in and squeeze it back into it, so you don't even have to take it off if you're that lazy.
Does it work well?
Yeah, I've only used it like 2 times I think.
Yeah,
but I carry it around. Generally, I have an Nalgene on me. That's like my go-to. What do you use?
I think for pickup games, bottles are pretty good. For like longer games, bladders are really good. And then for MSW or longer events like that, I think bottles are also a way to go. I think.
What kind of water do you guys have in Germany?
Tap water, we have like really good tap water.
How good?
There's no poison in it.
There's no poison?
Yeah, like
saying we have poison in our
chloride and
water?
everything like that. Like our water tastes
Our
good.
water is fucking clean.
It's not fucking clean. It's just dirty, filthy shit.
Wow.
It's disgusting.
We got 6 more weeks of this guy.
Yeah.
If the
I'm
videos
sorry,
just
I'm
stopped,
sorry.
then the company may have been shut down by Interpol
Yeah.
for a German disappearing.
I just personally think that Nalgene bottles are more durable. So.
Oh, totally.
But what you also can do, there's like adapters for them. So you have like if you want to bladder, then you can just screw it on your Nalgene and just
you
swap
should get
it.
one of those, Dom.
I knew.
The Nalgene hose adapter.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the thing.
You should have known.
Whatever. I just drink the water. I don't like.
Drink your poison.
It's not poison. It's beautiful. It comes from a spring,
I
and
only
they put
buy
it in a bottle.
I only buy Fiji water,
Well,
so
Well, yeah,
it's
the
all
tap
purified.
water is pretty bad, but like bottled water is good. I'm okay with that.
some bottled waters
Yeah.
are different.
So
Alright.
I got an argument with a girl once. She's like, "Water isn't different."
You talk to girls?
I mean, yeah.
Alright, guys, so thank you for stopping by the slightly extended Ask Amped episode 65. We're joined by Chris.
Dom.
And I'm Matt. Make sure you get your questions in for the next episode. We should be having some announcements and things of that nature around then, I think. Coming up, we got a couple weekends still. I'm just going to say the date, April 22nd. It's a Saturday here in Pittsburgh. I'm going to chew your ear off until the day is over. We're having a huge swap meet and industry day.
It's pretty fun.
We had hundreds of people come through it last time. A lot of high-end companies and fields in the area came out to just show what is available in and around the Pittsburgh area. We probably gave away a couple $1,000 just in raffle prizes as well. There's already a bunch of amazing stuff sitting in my office that got dropped off, and there's a lot more coming. If you can't make it to that, you can still win a Crytek LMG. Just hit the banner on our website or the win tab. That's a $500 gun. You just got to like put your name down and an email address, and you might win it. That's open to international guys as well, too. It's not like some HPA licensed crazy thing that we can't send to like Malaysia, or I don't think we send to them. Whatever. But, like I said, get your questions in for the next one. Follow us on Snapchat, Instagram, all that good stuff for a lot of updates and more annoying content from your favorite BB LARPers. I hate that statement. I'm probably never going to say it again.
You just
That was pretty awful.
I'm leaving.
Tom's going to go do something better with his life.
Yeah. Drive to school.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah.
Take it easy.